If your Facebook ad performance is declining, maybe your ROAS is going down, your lead costs are going up, or maybe both, then this video is exactly what you need. I'm going to show you what's causing the dip in performance in your Facebook ads and exactly how to identify what you need to do to fix it. Now this video actually came about because we had our own campaign that was performing really well, doing over 200% ROAS every single day, and then suddenly it just took a complete dive off a cliff. Particularly on the weekends. We noticed at one weekend our performance just dropped right off, and then things got okay during the week, and then it happened again the next weekend. Now I did manage to fix it once I found the problem and identified what was causing this drop on the weekends. Managed to fix it in less than an hour. So this is how I identify problems and how I fix them. Let's get into it. Right, the first thing you need to identify is what's changed. When your cost per result changes, meaning your cost per lead or your cost per purchase, is because of one of three core metrics. Either your CPM has gone up, meaning Facebook is charging you more to show your ads. Your link click-through rate has gone down, meaning fewer people who see your ads are actually clicking them, or your landing page conversion rate has gone down, meaning fewer of the people who actually click your ads and go to your landing page are then converting into leads or customers. Here's an example of how that works with CPM. If your CPM was $20, your link click-through rate was 2%, and your landing page conversion rate was 40%, then that means that for every 1,000 impressions, you're paying $20. For that $20 or 1,000 impressions, you're going to get 20 clicks on your ad. And from those 20 clicks, you're going to get 8 leads. That gives you a cost per lead of $2.50. Now, what happens if your CPM suddenly jumps to $25? Meaning it now costs $25 to get 1,000 impressions. Well, that bump in CPMs is going to flow through and suddenly cause your lead cost to jump to $3.12, which could then have a huge impact on your overall return on ad spend because you're paying so much more per lead. And the same thing happens if your click-through rate goes down or if your landing page conversion rate drops. Each of those metrics have a flow-through effect that are going to affect your cost per lead and your return on ad spend. So to answer that question of what's changed, look at your CPM, your link click-through rate, and your landing page conversion rate over the last 30 days. I like to bring that data up on charts so I can see the exact trend over that 30-day period. Either you'll see a rising CPM that correlates with your increasing lead costs and your lower return on ad spend, or you'll see a declining click-through rate or a declining landing page conversion rate, or it could be a combination. And if it's none of them, I'll talk about that later in the video as well. So the next thing to do is smash that like button if you're enjoying this video. It really does help me get these videos in front of more people, helps with the YouTube algorithm, and I really, really appreciate it if you do that. So if your CPM is going up, it could be for a few different reasons. One of the most common reasons are weekends, public holidays, and different seasons. So on the weekends and public holidays, our CPMs always tend to rise, and that's because fewer people are looking at Facebook, meaning there is less ad inventory out there, so costs naturally go up because of supply and demand. The other thing is seasonality. The fourth quarter of every year is the most expensive time to run ads because everybody is starting to run ads in the lead up to Christmas. So again, because demand for ads is increasing, it pushes overall CPMs up and things get more expensive. So that's the first thing to check. When your CPMs rose, was it because of a weekend, a public holiday, or because there's a particular season like Christmas is coming up, or Black Friday, Cyber Monday is coming up, or something like that. Also consider particular events or seasons that affect your target audience only. Maybe you're targeting parents and at different times of year. Advertisers like you spend more money to get in front of them, like at school holidays or something else, and so those audiences get more expensive at different times of year. So think about how your audience could be affected by seasonality as well. Now the good news is, if you do notice that your CPMs rise on the weekends, public holidays, or in different seasons, then don't panic. You know that you can either ride this out, and it's not something to do with your ads, it's simply a supply and demand issue with Facebook, and they will return to normal after this period, or you can choose to pause and come back later depending on your business and your particular situation. The key here is you understand what the reason is, and you can make smart decisions, not rash decisions. The second factor that can cause higher CPMs is negative feedback on your ads. So Facebook want to provide a positive experience for their users, and ads that aren't creating a positive experience have to pay more to get on the newsfeed, and that is done by raising CPMs. So negative feedback comes in the form of people hiding your ad, hiding all of your ads, or marking posts as spam and things like that. If a lot of your users are doing this, your CPMs will be rising. Now the good news is you can actually see if you are getting negative feedback on your ads. The way to do this is to go to the ad inside the Facebook Ad Manager. Click View Facebook Post with Comments, and then you can click See Insights, and that is going to show you whether anyone has clicked hide this ad or hide all ads from this advertiser. If your ads are getting negative feedback, then you need to stop those ads and start new ones. Don't just start clones, start new ads that resonate better with your audience. Read the comments on your ads, see if you can figure out why people are hiding them. Maybe you have an audience mismatch. If you're showing ads to the wrong audience that just aren't interested, then they're going to hide those ads. If you are showing ads that trigger your audience in some particular way, then they're going to hide them as well. So you need to try to create ads that better resonate with your audience and they actually want to see in the newsfeed. All right, the third reason you might be seeing high CPMs is because of low quality scores. So every ad that you run gets a quality score. It could be below average, average, or above average. If you run a lot of ads that are below average, then Facebook starts to see you as a low quality advertiser. And if they see you as a lower quality advertiser, they raise your CPMs. You pay more because Facebook is going to assume that the ads that you are showing are not something that the audience are enjoying. The good news here again is you can check your quality scores. You can go into the ad manager, click on the drop down, customize your columns, and view the different quality scores. Now, if you have a lot of ads that are below average in their ad quality ranking, then what you need to do is again create ads that your audience actually want to see. So I would stop running those ads, try to create new ads that get more engagement, more positive engagement, and that your audience are actually enjoying. The second thing you want to do is start to run specific ads with the goal of just providing value to your audience. So creating video ads that give value that your audience enjoy are naturally going to get higher quality scores, and that can raise the overall quality score of your ad account as well. Now, if your CPMs weren't rising, if that wasn't your problem, then maybe it was your link click-through rate. If so, this is what to keep an eye out for. Perhaps you've exhausted your audience. Now this means that most of the people in your audience who are going to click your ad have already done so, and you're going out to parts of the audience who just aren't interested. So you notice a consistent decline in your click-through rate. Another way to check for this is by looking at your frequency. Frequency tells us how many times on average each person has seen an ad. If you notice that your click-through rate is declining and your frequency is increasing in conjunction with that, then that often means that you are exhausting your audience. This is particularly common with warm audiences like email lists, Facebook page fans, retargeting page visitors and website visitors and things like that, because those audiences are relatively small. So if audience exhaustion is your problem, then the way to fix it is with brand new ad creatives and copy, and by testing new audiences. See if you can find bigger audiences or different audiences that you can actually target in order to put those same ads that were working in front of brand new people. Now, the other thing that could be causing a lower click-through rate is that you've started testing new audiences or new creatives that just aren't working as well as the previous ones. If that's the case, you need to analyze your new ad performance versus your previous successful ads. And if the new ones aren't performing up to where they need to be, you need to start new tests and see if you can beat those originals that had the better click-through rate. Now, neither of those were the problem for us, so maybe they weren't for you either. If the problem for you is a declining landing page conversion rate, which is what we were experiencing, then this is how you identify it and fix it. So common reasons for a landing page suddenly not converting as well as it used to is that you've started new ads that aren't as congruent with the new landing page as your previous ads were. Congruency meaning that the ads don't match the message on the landing page, or maybe the look and feel of the ads doesn't match the landing page. So people click the ad and they're expecting one thing, and then they get to the landing page and it's not exactly what they expect. That can lead to a decline in landing page conversion rate. So the way to fix that is to go and create ads that are again more congruent with your landing page, or update the landing page to match those new ads if those new ads are performing really well in terms of click-through rate and your other key metrics. Another reason that the landing page conversion rate might have dropped is page speed. So if your page speed drops, meaning the page takes longer to load, you are going to see a decrease in landing page conversion rate. So make sure you use a tool like GTmetrix or Pingdom to check your landing page speed and make sure that it is as fast as you can possibly get it. Now, the reason that our landing page conversion rate was dropping on the weekends only was an external factor. So that's what we'll talk about now. Now, in our case, we're running a webinar, and what we noticed was on the weekend, the same number of people were hitting our landing page, but far fewer, in fact, half of the number of people on weekdays were actually signing up for one of the automated webinars. Now, that made it immediately obvious that the time of the week was a factor. I also realized that it was summertime in the US, which is where most of our audience resides, and it's school holidays. And add on top of that, a lot of people have experienced lockdowns this year, and most of those have been lifted. So with all of those external factors combined, it means that more people than usual are out and about on the weekends, and the last thing they want to do is sit down and watch a webinar. So when I looked at our webinar, what I realized was that we were only showing available times for the current day and then the next day. Meaning on a Friday, people could only watch the webinar on the Friday, or they could only see times for Saturday. And on a Saturday, they could only watch on Saturday or see times for Sunday. So that meant that people were going to our landing page, but then they were seeing that their only option was to watch the webinar on the weekend, which wasn't appealing, and so they were leaving. So all I did was make a change to make it so that people could see further in advance in terms of selecting a date and time for their webinar. By doing that, on a Saturday, people could now see times on a Monday, and on a Sunday, they could see Monday and Tuesday as well. And just like that, our landing page conversion rates increased dramatically again on the weekends, and everything went back to normal. So the key there is to make sure you're factoring in externalities as well. And I would never have come to this conclusion if I didn't go through the process that I've just walked you through in this video and find what the cause for the problem was, and then work down until I found out exactly what I needed to change in order to fix it. But we're not done yet. What if none of those metrics have actually changed for you, but your return on ad spend is still down? Well, in that case, it means it's not an ads problem, it's a sales funnel problem. And what you need to do is check every single metric inside your particular sales funnel. So let's use a webinar, for example, again. I would go and check my webinar attendance rate, my replay view rate, my email open rates, my email click-through rates, because maybe my email deliverability has gone down. I'd check my sales page conversion rate, my checkout conversion rate, all of those different metrics to find exactly where inside my sales funnel things have started to drop off. Once you find that, you can fix it. But because it's not an ad problem, that is a topic for another video. Now, if you've enjoyed this, remember, please smash that like button for me. It makes a huge difference to the channel, even though it only takes you half a second to tap it. And if you want to hear more from me, hit subscribe, hit that little bell, and you will get notified every time I release a new video on Facebook ads and digital marketing for online course creators, coaches, and consultants. All right, I'm popping up a couple of videos on screen now that I think will really help you as well. Until next time, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.